This is what she does. This is her thing. Hello, friends, and welcome to Figure Study, where we appreciate the form in Transformers. And we are back to the masterpieces, this time with I believe this is the Takara and not the Hasbro, movie masterpiece Optimus Prime, the MPM-4, as it were. And, let's get the truck mode over with. Okay, so right off the bat, as you can plainly see, at least if you're going full screen, but I'll bring it closer just in case, you can see mine does that thing, just like everybody else's. And yeah, I've tried different things to do it. I've tried MGO's technique, and it doesn't work. Some of the panels in this guy, for whatever reason, I think it's just limited to mine. Some of the panels don't line up properly, and it's kind of annoying. But at the same time, I'm not a fan of this truck mode, even if it didn't have the mechanical issues. Now, I'm sure I'm not alone in this, but yeah, this does not do it for me, just in general. On a technical level, it looks just fine. There's a lot of nice paint details throughout. There's a lot of really nice little flame details at various points, and some molded details as well. It hides up the robot stuff really nicely, except, I mean, honestly, even if you look at it from underneath, it doesn't look bad. Like, it could be robot legs, but it's not that indistinguishable from truck undercarriage. So, yeah, in a basic sense, they got everything nicely done with the molding and the painting and whatnot. Silver rims, which I always appreciate, even in a alt mode I don't so much appreciate. And it's the red and blue for Optimus Prime, so that's fine. I also do like how they covered up the windows there. They just filled them in so it's not see-through. You don't just see inside and see robot junk, although the side windows don't have that, which, I mean, I know why they did it, but yeah. It's kind of funny to have the front windows filled in and nothing on the side windows. But whatever. I do appreciate all the liberal use of silver paint. Hi. There we go. Okay, there she is. Well, I guess this is going to be another Astrid cameo video. Hey, hon. You wanna share your thoughts on movie masterpiece Optimus Prime? That was very insightful, thank you. So, lots of little silver details. Like I said, the blue and the red works for high. Blue and the red. No, don't, don't try and eat the tripod, honey. The blue and the. Oh boy! Hey! Don't eat the camera. So, we're just gonna. Hey! Do not eat the smokestacks. Are we really? Seriously with this? As I was saying, on a technical level, I can appreciate the amount of detail in the paint and the fact that so much silver has gone into this, but am I going to have to pause filming to snuggle? So while I do appreciate all of that, I don't care for this particular mode. I don't care for the flames. I don't care for the overly long truck nose. It's just not doing it for me at all. And were I more into this truck mode, I would probably be a little bit bummed because of the technical problems that it has. But yes, I know. You're so much better than any Transformer, honey. So I would probably be more bummed about the technical issues that are common with this vehicle mode were I a bigger fan of it, but I'm not. So I'm not. It's mildly annoying, but I just don't care, because this is not any sort of reason why I wanted to get this particular figure. I mean, hey, if you like the truck mode, that's great, and if you're bummed about the common problem. I'm sorry, but not entirely sure I could care less about this, because it's not really going to be in truck mode that often. So for a quick size comparison, I'm going to try this with a kitten in the way. Here is a Titan's Return Deluxe, so you can see that. He is, he's big. I feel like I used to have the Revenge of the Fallen, or I should say the movie reissue Revenge of the Fallen that they did for Optimus Prime, and kind of hated that mold. And it's going to be really weird that I said that when we get into robot mode, but I kind of hated that mold. I did not enjoy transforming it at all. And was it Revenge of the Fallen or was it Dark of the Moon? The one that Buster Prime was based off of. But anyway, yeah, I just was not a fan of that mold. But based on what I remember from when I did have it, I think the truck cab is a little bit smaller in vehicle mode, which is a little bit weird, but whatever. I mean, I don't know proportionally how well that works out. I feel like the nose is a little too long, but I don't know nor care enough about these trucks to know exactly how accurate it is. But as you can see, he's clearly bigger than a Titan's Return Deluxe. And for posterity's sake, because we always do this, there is the truck mode next to Samus. So it's not a tiny truck. Proportionally might be a little off, but not tiny. All right, so I think that is enough prattling on about how disappointed I am with this truck mode. Which again, it's the truck design, not really it's not the toy's fault. I know this is based off of the movie design, so, they had to go with what they had to go with. But not my favorite Optimus Prime alt mode. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get him into his robot mode, where I'll likely have far more positive things to say. Okay, that was an ordeal. As many of you are probably aware, the transformation on this guy is no joke. So, movie masterpiece Optimus Prime. I really, really like this thing, and I don't know why. As I said previously, the transformation for the, I think it was Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime, I hated it, and it's one of the reasons why I got rid of the toy pretty much right after I got it. It was just not fun to do, hated every minute of it, and it just wasn't worth the end result. What's weird is so much of Movie Masterpiece Prime's transformation borrows from that design, specifically the legs, but also the fact that like the lower half is its own thing, the top half of it is its own thing, and it's more fiddly, more involved, and more annoying than the Dark of the Moon Prime transformation is. So I should hate it, but I don't. I don't understand why, but I actually enjoy the transformation on this guy, and it makes no sense. Just there's still an asterisk right here. It makes no sense because this is a more annoying, more involved, more strenuous transformation. Doubly so when you're doing it at arm's length with a cat in your way and your arms are sore from sleeping weird. It's just, I should hate this transformation with a passion, but I don't. For some reason, the fact that it's so involved, the fact that I've got to basically set 5 to 10 minutes of my day aside specifically to transform this thing, it doesn't bother me at all. I actually really kind of enjoy it in like a slow down, relaxing Zen sort of way. It makes zero sense, but fine, I guess. Yeah, it's weird. Anyway, aesthetically, I actually also really, really like Movie Masterpiece Prime. Like this, I prefer this look for Movie Prime than the current Knight's armor wearing Prime. It's just, I don't know, this just speaks to me better. I like the fact that he's sort of like covered in truck bits. It works a lot better for me. And I also appreciate the fact that if you notice during the transformation, the truck cab partially turns inside out in order to turn into the chest. So it hides a lot of the potential kibble. And the kibble that is there is supposed to be there. Like if we turn him around so you can see his back is just, that's all there is to it. It's just these right here. Nothing extraneous hanging off. And I appreciate that very much. The proportions on this are also really nice. The mold that this is obviously, sort of obviously, based on. The chest and the head are a little bit too weirdly proportioned compared to the rest of the body. The forearms were massive and annoying. And here it's a much nicer proportion. I mean, yeah, he's still got a big chest, but it's like not like so big that it just ruins the effect. And I love the layered truck cab that they've got going on there, which I'll zoom in to bring it closer for further scrutiny in a minute. But yeah, just overall proportion-wise, I really do like this. And as as was the case with the mold this was based on, I really do like how the how the truck grill kind of splits open and everything kind of shifts and compacts and everything to make the feet. That is a neat touch. So for closer details, he is just full of little molded details and painted details. I like the little added bits of molding they've got going on in the foot here. And in the shins. And like, yeah, you've got compacted parts here, but it actually kind of matches with the rest of this. So it looks messy, but it looks intentionally messy. Like you're actually seeing part of his skeleton inside there that's like hiding underneath these truck bits. The wheels are noticeable, but just out of the way enough to not be a pain. I also like the subtle touches of how like the wheels kind of shift slightly, just to add a little bit more interest to his silhouette around the hip area. And of course, the thighs have that nice blue and silver, like a little bit of the gold for the knees, which you actually get some of that gold repeated for the elbows too, so that's a nice touch. The molding is nice, and there's it's interesting, like there's a lot of stuff that's revealed specifically for this mode, especially in like the midsection and thigh area here, and also the arms. But like there's also a lot of truck bits that are just kind of compacted and hanging off of him in a way that just works really well for the design, and I very much like that. I think it's cool how this is designed to look sort of like an engine in his chest. Now, as I said with mine, certain things don't line up. These chest pieces are supposed to tab into these things here, and they just don't. Like this one kind of sits in there, but this one just won't even entertain the idea for like a minute. It just does not work. But because of the inherent sort of intentionally messy design that this particular version of Movie Prime has, it's not really all that noticeable, so it doesn't really bother me. As I said, I do really like the truck cab kind of wrapping around his chest effect. That is really cool. And I like how they changed the pec eyebrow things for the Masterpiece version, where the original version, these were on ball joints, so you could kind of angle them in weird ways, but like for this one, it's just a regular kind of two-part hinge joint, so they're always going to go at the same angle once you lift them up, so you don't have to worry about like constantly readjusting them. Although for some reason they don't seem to be quite lined up right now. I don't understand why. It might have something to do with these bits. I don't know. This guy's transformation is fiddly, as I've said. And some nice detail on the arms. I do appreciate the little touches, like not just the molding and the painting, but like this little blue strip that goes most of the way around his bicep. I sort of cheat here by not painting it, but it's covered up by this panel, so you don't really notice. I like the way these forearms flare out a little bit, like bulks them up without making them obscenely huge like they were in the other version of the toy. It is really nice. The hands look pretty nice too, if I could bother keeping everything on camera. Now, I'm not doing the accessory thing because I typically don't, but I will say I do think that his blade accessories are really cool, just like having his arms, like his fists kind of pushed in slightly with this giant blade coming out. It's a really neat effect. I really do like that. And then for his face, it's, you know, it's a Movie Prime head. I do really like that they actually painted a bunch of little bits on here silver to kind of make some of the details stand out. So it's not just like a bunch of blue with like a silver faceplate. It's actually like silver faceplate, silver on the eyes themselves are blue, and then these vent things are silver, and just kind of keeps going from there. The ear bits, the lining there. It's nice. And then you do have the alternate face by putting that up and spinning. There we go. Bring it back down. And there's the non-face-plated Prime. And I hate this face. I do not like this face. Like it looks weird, and not a good weird. So I appreciate the fact that they gave me a choice, because I never ever planned to have that face exposed on this toy ever again. It's going to be the face-plated Prime, and that's it. If I can spin it so that it's... Sorry. There we go. Just want to get it... I'll make sure it's centered. There. So yeah. It's face-plated Prime or nothing. And as I said, I should hate the transformation, but I don't. I actually kind of like doing it. In small doses. I'm not going to transform them back and forth and back and forth and back and forth over and over again. Okay, let's move on to our size comparisons real quick. So here he is with a Titans Return Deluxe and with Samus. So he is a very good size, and he's basically MP10 height, but I really like this aesthetic, just in terms of this particular figure. He's out of the way. As I've already said, The silhouette is nice, the proportions are nice, but like in terms of the way the color goes on this guy too, I really like that as well. It's just like a lot of blue and red and silver kind of all over the place, but in patterns that just really please my eye, I guess you could say. It's just, this is a really solid Movie Prime design that I'm really glad got a Masterpiece figure, and I'm really glad I was able to get this. Incidentally, if you watched the video before this one, the one in which I showed that I just got this toy, apparently it's significantly cheaper if you can find it in a store in a Toys R Us, because yeah, this in store, this guy was like $40 cheaper than it would have been if I'd ordered it off of like an online retailer. So worth checking a Toys R Us on occasion if you're out that way, I suppose. I don't know how regularly these are on the shelves, but glad I got it when I did, because I like saving $40. Anyway, I think that is going to do it for Movie Masterpiece Optimus Prime. I actually like this guy way more than I thought I was going to. I mostly just wanted to get him because it was a good price, and I'm kind of on a bit of a Movie Masterpiece kick, I guess you could say. I'm looking to get Bumblebee and Unique Toys Peru Kill, their version of movie Lockdown. Like, I think it'd be really cool to have a bunch of Movie Masterpiece figures, and so here we go. We're kicking it off with Optimus Prime, because of course. And yeah, I got him for the completionist aspect of it, and actually ended up really, really liking him a lot more than I ever would have expected, even with his annoying transformation, which oddly doesn't bother me. Anyway, that's going to do it. So thank you everybody for watching and for putting up with me as I ramble on about this toy and how much I dislike the truck mode, and with the kitten, the kitten interruptions. There she is. So thank you all for that. As per usual, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Any combination of those three would make me a happy Rob. And remember, art is more than meets the eye, and sometimes more than you expect.